Live from the broadcast center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 8.
Now at 8, a vigil for 3 teenagers killed by a suspected drunk driver during a spring break trip.
Schwarzenegger's surgery. The former governor undergoes an emergency procedure. Hear how he's doing tonight.
Dreaming of $521 million? In case you just missed them now, we've got your winning Mega Millions numbers again. Plus, how people lined up to get into one of our most popular places to buy a ticket. Hello, I'm Suzanne Marquez.
And I'm Peter Dowd. If you won, by the way, call us. We want to know, please. But tonight we have some serious news to share with you. A vigil planned for 3 Las Vegas teenagers killed by a suspected drunk driver during a spring break trip to Southern California.
KCAL9 Orange County reporter Stacy Butler is in Huntington Beach.
It is a busy Friday night here along PCH in Huntington Beach. The memorial to the 3 teens killed while on spring break continues to grow. Just a short time ago, we shot some video up close, and you could see locals placing flowers, and now a photo of one of the Las Vegas teens killed by a suspected drunk driver. 18-year-old Dylan Mack, 17-year-old AJ Rossi, and Brooke Hawley were stopped on PCH at Magnolia early yesterday morning when police say the driver of this white car slammed into them. Their red car burst into flames. One teen managed to escape. The other 3 burned to death inside their car.
All those chances were just stripped away for a poor decision to drive while being drunk.
I feel really bad for the people who have to die because of other people's decisions and have to hurt.
The driver, 27-year-old Benny Duarte, was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence and also vehicular manslaughter. I spoke with the sheriff's department a short time ago. They tell me that her bail has only been set at $100,000. That's the very latest from Huntington Beach. Back to you guys in the studio.
Tonight, a disturbing new revelation in the death of Stephon Clark. One day after his family laid him to rest, an independent pathologist came forward with his findings in the deadly police shooting. KCAL9's Amy Johnson has more from the newsroom.
The family has its own private investigation underway, as well as their own private autopsy, and the results are surprising. Stephon Clark was shot 8 times. 6 of those shots were in his back, and the pathologist says any of those shots could have been fatal.
The 7th gunshot wound.
A diagram shows where each of the 8 bullets struck 22-year-old Stephon Clark.
He was shot in the back 6 times. The 7th gunshot wound was slightly to the side of his body, but to the back.
Pathologist Dr. Bennett Amalu performed the second autopsy, which contradicts the police officer's account of what happened in that Sacramento backyard.
The police officers were to the side of the house, and he was behind the house.
He said Clark suffered an 8th wound to his thigh as he was falling or already on the ground.
The proposition that has been presented that he was assailing the officers, meaning he was facing the officers, is inconsistent with the prevailing forensic evidence as documented at autopsy.
2 Sacramento police officers began chasing Clark after reports of someone breaking car windows. Police say after spotting Clark in his grandmother's yard, they ordered him to put his hands up and claimed he was advancing towards them when they fired at least 20 shots.
Show me your hands! Gun!
The officers said they thought Clark had a gun and feared for their safety. He was only carrying a cell phone. Clark's death has ignited days of protests around the city.
Is what do we need to do for these shootings to stop? That's what everyone wants. That's what the family wants. And we hope to make a difference in that regard.
It took officers at least 5 minutes to approach Clark after the shooting, and the pathologist says that if they had approached him sooner, he might have survived because his death was not immediate. In the newsroom, Amy Johnson, KCAL9 News.
A suspected intruder is in critical condition tonight after Hesperia homeowner shot him during a break-in. Deputies say 36-year-old Michael Good broke through a window of a home around 10:30 last night on Ponderosa Avenue. They say the homeowner warned the man he had a gun. After several warnings, the intruder still forced his way inside, and that's when the homeowner shot him. The suspect tried to get away, but collapsed on the front lawn.
It's kind of scary because I have kids, you know, and people take drastic measures here. So I don't even know. It's unnerving.
Deputies say the homeowner is cooperating with the investigation. The 5 freeway southbound is open again tonight in Sylmar after part of a road sign fell onto the freeway this afternoon. No cars were hit when the sign fell. No one was hurt. The CHP shut down southbound 5 to the 14 while Caltrans workers chopped up and then removed the sign.
Former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is recovering tonight after undergoing emergency open heart surgery. KCAL9's Greg Mills went to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where the governor is treating his situation with a sense of humor.
First words he uttered, "I'm back." He had the surgery right here at Cedars-Sinai and is listed in stable condition.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, his case was very complex.
In Arnold Schwarzenegger's case, ending up requiring open heart surgery instead of the planned for minimally invasive procedure.
Nothing routine about this. This is a valve-in-valve procedure.
Schwarzenegger had a pig's valve installed in his heart 21 years ago.
For 20 years, fantastic outcome. That's what it was estimated to last.
He was scheduled to have a new valve surgically wedged inside the old one yesterday here at Cedars-Sinai. Surgeons would go in through a leg artery to do that. But there was a complication, an issue. A cardiologist and thoracic surgeon stand by, and this time they were needed to do open heart surgery to get the new valve inserted properly. As Dr. Kaliunchi shows us, a balloon is inflated inside the old valve to stretch it out to receive the new valve, and that is where there was a problem.
When you deploy this balloon at a high pressure, you inflate it manually very quickly, and you crush the old valve. And so there lies in the difficulty in that you have a moving heart, you have an old valve that you're crushing against, the old one.
He said he expects Schwarzenegger to be in the intensive care unit here for at least a few more days. At Cedars-Sinai, Greg Mills, KCAL9 News.
Clueless star Stacey Dash has ended her political career almost as fast as it began. The actress and conservative Republican has pulled her name out of the running for California's 44th congressional district, currently held by Democrat Nanette Berrigan. In a statement, Dash said she wanted to address pressing issues in her district, which encompasses Compton. But she noted the overall bitterness surrounding the political process would be detrimental to the health and well-being of her family.
Christians around the world attended Good Friday services today, commemorating the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Good Friday is the most somber day of the year for Christians of all denominations. Hundreds of Catholics attended Mass at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels in downtown LA. Pope Francis urged people, including the clergy, to rediscover the capacity to feel shame for their role in the world's most serious problems.
And the Jewish observation of Passover began tonight. Passover is a week-long holiday to celebrate the Hebrews' exodus from slavery in Egypt. The highlight is a special meal called a Seder. During Passover, only unleavened bread called matzah may be eaten. And according to the story of Passover, the Jews did not have time to let their bread rise before they fled Egypt.
Tonight could be a different kind of Good Friday for one lucky person or a group of people.
Oh, if only. If you bought a Mega Millions ticket hoping to turn that $2 investment into more than $520 million, grab your ticket. Here are those winning numbers again.
Good evening, I'm Carol Blackman. It's Friday, March 30th, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $521 million. To win the jackpot, all you have to do is match all 5 white balls plus the Go Mega Ball. Get out your tickets. Good luck. The first number is 59. Up next is 46. That's followed by 28. Then we have the 11, and our final white ball is 31. Time now for the Go Mega Ball. The Go Mega Ball is 1. Your winning numbers again are 59, 46, 28, 11, 31, and the Go Mega Ball is 1. If no one matches all 6 numbers, Tuesday's jackpot could be $612 million. Good luck.
Good luck indeed. Once again, those numbers 11, 28, 31, 46, 59, and the mega number 1.
Are you bummed you didn't win? Not even a buck or a free ticket? This might perk you up. Netflix is hiring in the LA area. They're looking for an employee willing to binge at work. Next, Markina.
Hey, we've got changes in the forecast, which include cooler temperatures. I'm tracking those changes for you coming up.
All right, Markina, thanks. Plus new body camera video and new information on the deadly shooting of Alton Sterling.
Here's a look at the best of LA and Orange County tonight on KCAL9.com, where we're always on. KCAL 9 News at 8. We'll be right back.